Hello, everyone. Welcome to our special episode of podcast with Glovo GM Dmitry Rasnovsky. Uh, Glovo is currently operating in the very special, very dangerous, and very difficult times in Ukraine. And I would like today to discuss what is really happening, what's happening with Glovo, with last mile delivery business in Ukraine, and how is Glovo managing the operations right now. Thank you very much, Dmitry, for finding the time to join the conversation.
Okay, Stefan, thank you for inviting. So I'll try to describe in a brief what is going on. So first of all, on 24th of February, we suspended operations because it was super uncertain in terms of safety, what is going to happen. But then we realized that the best thing we as a company can do and as a team is to bring operations back, because we think that logistics and last mile logistics is super important. It's easy to send funds, but it's not easy to deliver meds or food to somebody who needs that the most. And I remember that after the call on February 25th, first we decided that we will try to do something ourselves in terms of volunteering, like giving access to couriers who wants to volunteer. But then a couple of days later, we realized, okay, so what is the most needed part? Technology is the most needed, because it's easy to link some people with couriers who wants to deliver. But in the end of the day, if you want to put it to the scale, you need to have a marketplace. And we realized, okay, no problem. It's our expertise. Great. Let's launch back.
Make lemonade.
So yeah. So just let's launch again, because I mean it was clear that there is no business behind. But then we started to launch, and we started from the west because it was more safe. Because I mean, the main barrier for us was probably two barriers. First barrier, lack of restaurant and supermarket supply, because even when we decided to relaunch, we realized that not many partners, not many restaurants and supermarkets are available. Second is courier safety, because the last thing we wanted is to get courier died. Imagine if somebody will use our bags to carry bombs or carry something else, because we all know that in all our cities there are some diversant groups which may use it as well. But then we started to think, okay, how we can fix it all. So in terms of supply, we're lucky because first we have access to the big network of restaurants, and more restaurants were open to join the forces to help the people. Second, we have our own like dark stores, how we call them, micro fulfillment centers and cloud kitchens. So it was already like the potential base in terms of supply, restaurant supply. And then we agreed with some ways how we can mitigate courier safety risks, and how we can put more pressure and how we put more control on who is with the bag, and so on and so forth. And we started to launch. Like with each city, like with every launch, we started to see that there is demand. People want us, and when partners and restaurants start to see that we are also relaunching, they get more motivation to relaunch themselves. And in the end, like in 1 week, we decided, okay, time to go to Kyiv. Yes, it's super unsafe, but in Kyiv there is the biggest demand to get pharmacies, to get some food. I can continue, because when you don't have logistics, super difficult to access to these necessary things. And now we're operating in Kyiv. So, I would say operating in quotes, because we need to understand that when there is an airstrike alert, we close operations. When we have any risk, we close operations. When we have curfew, we close operation. And that's why we cannot say that we have a lot of working hours now, but still it makes a difference, and people have a chance to get something. And I'm also super happy and super valued that more and more partners like pharmacy chain, supermarket chain, restaurants, they're back to their operations just to help.
This is amazing. To give the context of what is happening in Ukraine and what is happening in Kyiv, Kyiv is daily attacked by Russian rockets. And basically, it is not just affecting the global operations, it's affecting the general way of life of people. And For the business, it means that the horizon of your planning is basically when you don't have the curfew, which is from 8 to 6 in Kyiv, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, it changes from time to time, but yeah, you're correct.
And basically, you can only think about your operations by hours, not even by weeks, because you don't know when you're going to have the alarm, when you are going to have the city closed for a few days, when you're going to have some parts of the cities open and whatnot. And to give the context of how the operations are going in Kyiv, it is right now divided into zones, basically. And for people living in Kyiv, in some zones, if you're not registered there, you cannot even get in. How do couriers operate in this? Do they have like special passes to access different areas? Because some areas are only available for walk-in couriers, for walk-in people without cars and things like that. Could you please give more context?
It's both simple and complex. So first of all, yes, it's true that city is divided by zones, and actually we operate in these zones as a zones. We're trying to avoid crossing the zones because, I mean, it's super difficult. It takes a lot of time, and I mean, so it's killing delivery times at all. And that's why we're using like fleet by fleet, zone by zone. And I have to admit that now with the current level of complexity in terms of safety, in terms of zoning, in terms of uncertainty, we're using like more manual support. We have so-called real-time operations team who is reviewing live map of operations and being in contact with everybody, with users, with couriers and our partners to understand what is going on and helping with coordination. So, I mean, unfortunately, we don't see so far any shortcuts. We're just trying to fix manually problems we see. Also, we are not using special passes to couriers, and we don't want to work during curfew because, I mean, it's too dangerous, I think. First, I mean, it's not helping our forces to clean the city. So if government wants to have a curfew, we are having a curfew, no problem. And we are using that small windows of working hours we have to deliver all humanitarian help we have, a lot of, I mean, all the orders which we have. Because also, I mean, in Kyiv, bigger part of orders, it's humanitarian help. It's our NGO partners and like small organizations, they're using just our fleet. So it's more like a so-called B2B rather than B2C. Despite, of course, B2C part is also growing because when people understand that there is access, they can order some food. And for instance, I just can give you an example. We have our cloud kitchens and we launched so-called lunch boxes, and we like sell food at the price of food cost. It's like the team of cooks is volunteering, they're not getting paid properly for this time. And we're just making these lunches for more people because we also see that from one hand, there are a lot of small NGOs who are helping to, you know, to organize food for, I mean, hospitals, to orphanages, to territorial forces, but still there are a lot of people who are being alone and they are not connected probably to the organizations, and it's our duty to give them that coverage as well.
Definitely. So basically, you are right now not a business. You're basically like a social tool helping the NGOs, helping the local volunteering groups, and helping clients also like me that I can, for example, through your app, order to my parents in Kyiv food from Glovo Express and food from your lunch boxes and pay for them on distance because IT and the financial infrastructure is working well, right?
Yeah, and like, like you're right. Because when things started, like organization was thinking, okay, what we can do the best for the country and for the people. So it's all about money. We can donate everything, like, I don't know, to Red Cross or to anybody else, or we can do something. We decided, no, I mean, it's easy to drop some just money and claim like Glovo donated 1 million. We realized, no, I mean, it's not, I mean, we care more about impact. So what is the biggest impact we can do? And we realized like it's our operations. Yes, we are losing on the gross margin. So like 5, 6, 7 euros. I don't know. We don't count now actually, but it is the best investment from us in terms of impact. Because I mean, we know that logistics is the hardest part now. And we know that majority of NGOs, they struggle with logistics because it's not their expertise. So what we can do, we can just plug in our logistics and do this kind of investments because it's bringing the highest impact.
It is bringing a massive impact, and I would like to thank you, to thank Glovo team, to thank everyone who is doing what you're doing, guys, right now, because it cannot be measured with money, and it's not the situation where we can say that, like, okay, losing 10, 60, 600 euros on the order is actually the place to discuss it, because right now it's human lives on the human lives on the line, and you are clearly doing everything in your power to save as many of them, delivering food, delivering medicine, delivering support to your team, and it is truly amazing. Hats off to Glovo and all the team members who are doing that. On the February 24th, when it all started, what were the top things on your mind as a general manager of Glovo that you have to do? What did you understand as the leader of the company that is in danger right now, from the human perspective, from the business perspective, from the operations perspective, all the perspectives? What were the top 3 priorities and things on your mind that you had to do?
Okay, actually, the first thing was employee safety. So, and I remember that when we made like extra like management meeting on Thursday morning, we just discussed safety, and we decided, okay, we're suspending operations, we are gathering information, we are working to understand like where all the people are, how we can help them, and what we are doing with them. So actually we had some plan before, because despite nobody believed that there will be full-scale war, we had some plan,
Right.
not the best one, because nobody again believed that something will happen, but we were like, I would say, somehow prepared to a certain extent, because again, nobody expected that Kyiv would be bombarded. But probably employee safety, and that from the day one we had success metric, that first success metric, which we are tracking every day now, that 100% employees should check in with their managers. So each and every manager needs to know where his direct report is being and whether he is safe or not. So when we are doing this on a daily basis, and like in the first probably 10 days of the war, we had daily management meetings in the morning, and then all hands meeting at night, like not night, like in the evening, just to sync with all the team, to share information, where to go. I mean, because a lot of things were uncertain, how to drive, where to go, and where in which city where there are some places to live. I mean, like total coordination, and we were working with this. So, and again, like I'm happy that I have a strong management team, and also, I mean, just one piece to mention that there is also like I'm not like a general manager for Ukraine. I'm regional general manager for the region, and they have a new GM of Ukraine. So, he and his team, they were focusing like on the things, and I'm just like helping from my side what I can do. And but yeah, I mean, first of all was like first days was just employee safety, employee relocation, because people first. I mean, everything else is second.
Right, that's for sure. And it's great how Glovo team from all around the world supported Ukraine and Ukrainians immediately. It's truly visible how strong the bond is within the company. And I really have to admit it, like following the people.
I have also to thank to all the Glovo, because I was personally touched, because from one hand it was, I mean, I knew that company will support the country. And I mean, despite it was a big move, but still, I mean, I knew that company will support, like bring money, bring budgets, bring focus. But at the same time, like a lot of things were done by employees. So a lot of employees became hosts to Ukrainian refugees. So for instance, I mean, in house of our CEO, Oscar, there is one Ukrainian family, and there are other colleagues who are hosting families. Also, we have like the Solidarity Fund, where people from like employees from all over the globe can donate money for employees, or like they can donate money in general. Also, a lot of countries launched their own project. So in Romania or in Georgia, you can go to the application and see like this bubble, donate to Ukraine, help to Ukraine. So all the markets are thinking how they can contribute, how they can help. And I mean, it's super inspiring and super impressive. I mean, how people, are getting united and how people are willing to help. So, I mean, and of course, it's pushing us as a local team to push even harder.
For sure, for sure. And from the operations perspective, you were mentioning so many things, right? There are issues with logistics, there are issues with supply, there are issues with demand, there are issues with couriers, and actually coordinating all this, because there are so many unexpected factors that we don't think of and that we don't plan of in daily life. Plus the speed of changes is just so quick that basically the horizon of your planning is a day or maximum a week. Um, what is the biggest challenge right now that Glovo is working on? Is it the number of partners, to get more partners and relaunch your Glovo Express and dark kitchens, or there is enough already and you're concentrating on getting more couriers on the streets? What is the current plan for Glovo right now,
Right.
and current biggest
Right.
challenge?
Probably it's fun, but I cannot say that overall challenges changed somehow. I mean, they're the same, but circumstances changed. So like now, when we are not focusing on like gross margin or operational margin, and we are focused just on quality of operations, issues are the same. So we need to have enough supply. I mean, first of all, restaurant supply, and it's a problem. So because not many restaurants are working or supermarkets, and majority of them faces issues with their own supply chain just because they don't have access to, to like raw materials or, to just to the goods. So it's always a drama because you can go like the supermarket is working, but majority of SKUs are not available. So so problem is the same. So because if you interview, like if we talked with you probably 3 months ago, I would tell you again, we need to have more restaurant and supermarket supply because in Ukraine, like it's one of the lowest ratio between, like it's one of the lowest restaurant per capita in Europe. So we need more restaurants, we need more supermarkets. So it's the same, but circumstances are new. Then of course couriers, courier supply. Yeah, from one hand we have enough couriers in like more or less safe places like Lviv. Again, it's like safe,
Right.
but less couriers like in Kyiv. So, but again, like we always needed more, and we need couriers. So it's a pretty supply game, I guess. Also, I can tell you that on the very beginning we faced issue with cash and card payments. So majority of partners from first day told us that due to different reasons, they can operate only in cash, meaning that courier can get the order only via paying cash, not on the credit. And that meant that in the first days, we were not able to launch card operations because our couriers in Ukraine, they don't have like corporate card. It's not legal. It's not our scheme. And when couriers getting only cash from users and they have to pay by cash, we had to go to cash only model. And it took probably like 7 or 8 days for us to fix it, and now it's possible to pay by card also, but like it was like challenge we didn't expect before, for instance. So but again, like it's manageable. We saw it in another markets. It was not something super new for the team.
Right.
And probably again, safety protocols, how to be 100% sure that our, like the man or the girl with the bag, it's a courier. I mean, because now it's super tricky. When like before the war, it was tricky, but before the war, we didn't have such high stakes. Now the
Right.
stakes are super high, and
Right.
we cannot afford like playing with this. And probably this something which we have. But also, there was an issue before, probably not the big priority. Now it's a bigger priority. And but it's fun, but or not fun, but still the same strategy, still the same issues, but a different magnitude and different prioritization, but still the same. We just need to
Right.
ensure a great experience. We need to, to give a great access to users to like all meds, all foods we can. And we need to ensure a great experience in terms of delivery times and cancellations. And at the same time, we need to ensure that earning per hour, earning per week for our couriers is decent, and they can cover their families and help their families. And we need to be sure that with the current level of operations and current level of volume, our partners, they also have this extra revenue stream to be able to reinvest into economy, into their own operations.
For sure, for sure. It is truly amazing how in these difficult times you stay focused and cheerful and to the point. You are in the office right now, if I'm not mistaken. There are people on the background.
I'm lucky one because like we had planned GM summit in Barcelona on the week of 20th of February, and they just arrived a couple of days before the war to Barcelona. And yeah, I mean, that's why, I mean, I cannot complain. That's why all my energy, all my focus, all my efforts 24/7 are with Ukraine and with Ukrainian team. So, and I'm trying to contribute in the best ways, being in certain circumstances, because again, I'm lucky being here in a safety. So, and I know that me and my team and everybody else who managed to get to Europe, just we need to push twice or 3 or 4 times harder than anybody else to support the team who is still there and who didn't have that good conditions or emotional conditions or physical conditions to work.
It's been truly a great pleasure talking to you. I understand that right now the operations are super busy and you're back to back. Thank you once again for finding time. Thank you, Glovo and all the team for what you're doing. Please don't stop and heads off. I believe that Glovers, all the team who are working right now to help people get necessities, I think that they're true heroes. Thank you.
Thank you. And I just wanted to finish again. First of all, I wish to everybody stay safe, stay strong, and glory to Ukraine. So good luck.
Glory to Ukraine.
Let's win. Let's win.
For sure. For sure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.